Dear friends, it's day 867 of the unprovoked Russian invasion of Ukraine. 24 hours passed since the Russian attack on the biggest pediatric medical establishment in Kyiv, the Ohmedit. 27 civilians died and more than 100 wounded were reported, among them 4 children that were killed in the terrorist Russian attack. The rescue operation continues since there still can be people buried under the debris. Ohmedit is not a simple pediatric clinic in Kyiv, it's the clinic widely known in Ukraine. The name Ohmedit stands for Охорона материнства і дитинства, protection of maternity and childhood. As you probably understand, there were no imaginary NATO generals hiding in the basements. Fact is, the Russian terrorists deliberately hit the pediatric facility, trying to kill Ukrainian children, mothers, and medical staff. The footage clearly shows Russian Hi-55 missiles striking the clinic. Therefore, it wasn't a missile debris from an intercepted Russian missile, but a deliberate strike. Besides the obvious fact of the Russian atrocity, to me this is something personal. Since before the full-scale Russian invasion, I've been to this clinic numerous times with my guys from the Hostomel Brigade, donating blood for the patients. The blood donation for hospitals was a good tradition in my brigade and other brigades of the National Guard and Armed Forces of Ukraine. And as a former press officer, of course, I made a lot of footage. And it's literally painful to see this place being hit by the Russian terrorists. Russians already launched a bullshit campaign trying to justify striking the pediatric clinic, which basically involves 4 versions. The Russians did not hit the clinic, Ukrainians hit the clinic themselves, Russians hit the clinic because it was full of military personnel, and Russians were actually targeting a different object located nearby. Of course, all these versions can peacefully coexist in the Russian mind, we know that for sure, but in the end, Russian lies don't shock anybody. Their continuing brutality does. Yesterday, around Europe, numerous protests against the Russian atrocities were carried out. One of them took place locally here in Düsseldorf. German volunteer Angelika showed her footage of people who gathered to condemn the Russian war crimes against Ukraine. Later today, I was supposed to make a birthday stream, but obviously it's not a good moment since today in Ukraine people will be mourning the victims of the terror Russian strike. I'll keep you updated in case we have new developments. With that, my friends, I wish you a beautiful day. I'm Operator Starsky. Keep fighting and, as always, be safe.